Okay. Kris Tyson apparently has been exposed for being part of that lovely trio of losers, creeps, and pedos. Um, I mean, it's always. I remember the shad drawing stuff has always been a discussion. Like, yeah, you shouldn't have bought art from that person, but supposedly it goes deeper. It goes way deeper. In fact, let me go to Mutahar's video about it because it's it's very interesting, the whole Kris Tyson situation. And unfortunately, I do have a problem with how it's been done because we're starting to see
It's just
it's a similar thing to the Doctor Disrespect thing, where people on both sides of the aisle are for some reason making this like a culture war thing when it's really not. Like if you, because when the quartering addressed the Doctor Disrespect stuff, right? He's like, the left won't listen to him. And I was like, the left demands that Doctor Disrespect give more details. And I'm like, why is this a culture war thing? A guy messaged someone underage. This is the same thing that Kris Tyson did. They messaged someone underage and talked about inappropriate things about underage people and has drawings of inappropriate drawings of children. I don't understand why this suddenly needs to be a culture war thing. It had been crazy, John. I have watched like 4 videos about Kris. No, yeah, it's been going crazy because people have been like live updating their videos about the whole thing. You know, I was kind of MIA for a bit. Particularly because like, unless there's unless I'm able to like joke about a situation, I don't really see what point I have to add is, because a lot of people are already going over like how serious and dangerous the situation is, right? But I think people on both sides of the political aisle are just being very incredibly stupid right now with how they're portraying the situation. Particularly like Sneeko, shocker, had like one of the dumbest takes involving the two situations because like he was weirdly defending Doctor Disrespect because like he went with the narrative that the kid was 17, which was never confirmed, by the way. It was never confirmed that the kid was 17. But he was trying to make arguments of like, well, you see, like, the kid could have been 17, 364, 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds old, guys. Like, come on, would it really be that bad when, like, Pokimane has, like, 13-year-olds watch her that think she's attractive? And, like, I don't even know, I don't even know if he genuinely believes that, like, Sneeko is such an idiot when it comes to how hard he grifts for like the red pill formula is I don't I genuinely think he doesn't believe any of the stuff he says. He can't. I refuse to believe he's that much of an idiot. I think he knows what he like. He knows that he's making the dumbest arguments possible, but he knows that like his audience could be yeah, like Sneako's right. Sneako's right. What about the little boys that watch Sneako all day? Oh yeah, true, Twilight Midna. Very true. I couldn't believe it at first. Then I did heavy research. Honestly, I am against what Kris has done. Like, no matter what the age of the minor is, it's freaking creepy. No, yeah. I can't believe I gotta say this, but to clarify, I'm not defending anything Kris has done. I think Kris had, well, like, okay, so like this whole narrative of Kris being a bad parent because they were transitioning, I think was a stupid narrative to make. Particularly because like if you look at like the majority of like these red pill guys who are, first off, majority of them are never married, right? But for a good chunk of them that were, they got divorces. Like, look at Steven Crowder. All right. Now, I'm not going to judge his ability as a parent because obviously he can't be a good husband, right? Destiny, for all intents and purposes, from what I'm aware of, has been a decent dad towards his kid. You know, always very supportive towards them. I don't see what would be different with the Kris Tyson situation. You know, you're just adding the other element of like, oh, this person is also transitioning. Like, and that's where like the weird culture war element stuff started happening. Because like obviously this is a trans person who's allegedly done some pretty heinous stuff behind the scenes, to the point where Mr. Beast had to drop them. Right? The whole topic is so dumb to me. It is. It is. It is. But but again, a story can never be, hey, this person did an awful thing. Let's all band together and publicly call this person out. It always has to be that this person, oh my god, the leftoids, their main man, they finally lost. You know, or some crap like that. It always has to be like some sort of weird culture war, W to either side, because like, oh my, especially when we're talking about Doctor Disrespect with Vito and it, ugh.
Hello, guys and gals. Me,
Anyway, back
Mutahar,
into
and
the video.
chances are you probably know one of the largest channels on YouTube, Mr. Beast, 300 plus million subscribers, massive channel, and you probably also know of some of the people that appear on Mr. Beast's channel aside from Mr. Beast. One of them being Ava Kris Tyson, who is by far one of the most popular online, but also becoming one of the most controversial online creators. Now, obviously, I'm going to get the elephant out of the room in this situation. Ava is a trans woman, and months ago, when, looking into Ava Tyson and the, other creators that have actually made videos on her, people like Sunny V2, for instance. Now, in the last few days over the weekend, it came out with allegations that Kris Tyson.
And by the way, I want to show off. I want to show off a thread that Nick made. Because, like, a lot of people were trying to say, oh, the Sunny V2 video, it looks really good in hindsight. We shouldn't have said that. His video was crap. Hang on, let me see if I can find it right here. Where is your thread, Nick? You tweet quite often. Where is your thread, Nick? Here we go. Here it is. Sunny V2's video on Kris aged so well. Yes. I too think the video that included zero relevant arguments in relationship to the actual downfall of Kris Tyson was suddenly well made. The fact I think every single thing Kris Tyson has been exposed for occurred pre-transition, so as it turned out, being publicly out as trans didn't meaningfully affect Mr. Beast's brand after all, LMAO. Every time the political team sports freaks enter the YouTube drama discourse, they try and latch onto real people's lives to push weird ideologies. I think seeing the Dr. Disrespect and Kris Tyson pitted against each other, others like they aren't horrible people, it's like a degenerate YouTuber tier list. Yeah. No, yeah, because like you had a lot of people who are heavily defending Dr. Disrespect. The same people who are like being really aggro about the Kris Tyson thing, about like, wait a minute, what happened to like waiting for stuff? What happened to all that? So I had a stepbrother who would sneak and put my mom's high heels, and he was like 7. He's an adult now. He's very straight, LAO. Kids are just silly. I don't think Chris's son should be brought into this. I mean, if he's being exposed to being like creepy towards kids online, now it's relevant to have the kid in the conversation, I guess. prior to all this, I would agree with you.
Was talking inappropriately to a minor and basically making inappropriate jokes with people that were, I believe, 13, 14 at the time. Now, obviously, as an adult, you probably shouldn't be speaking, in any form of candid way like that with a minor. But these are things that I want to seriously look into because these are very life-ruining level of allegations, and obviously I think everyone should take serious care into reporting and looking into this kind of stuff. So I decided to actually reach out to some of the people affected. But the other thing I've noticed on the internet, which I'll mention for fair sake, is because of the trans identity I mentioned at the beginning, this has become a culture war talking point, and you'll find discourse like, this person's Kris Tyson setting the entire clock back like 200 years or whatever. And if your brain is set there, then I think it's best to refocus and look at these individuals as individuals, okay? You can find tons of bad people in every...
Yeah, that's another thing too, is people need to realize that, like, unless they're like a political, like an actual political figure, like a politician, right? These people oftentimes don't represent the group as a whole. Like, Kris Tyson's not the representative of trans people. Dr. Disrespect isn't the representative of straight white guys who are conservative. Because obviously, like, you have, like, people... generally, whether you're right or left, people will generally be against what these two people have done, right? If you ask, like, an everyday person, no matter their politics, like, hey, so, like, this guy, he, like, messaged a child, so did this person, what do you think about all that? And they're gonna be like, well, that's bad, they're both bad. We just don't know how their family dynamic is, and it could honestly harm the kid. These people alleging Kris has hurt him. You know what I mean? I don't think we've seen anything to suggest that, but I could be wrong. We don't know what his actual, like, IRL. Well, sorry, not his. We don't know what their IRL situation is like, so it's not completely right for us to, like, speculate on that. I would say it's just more of like, well, like, people. I would say people have more leeway to question that now, more than anything. But yeah.
Community. That said, there are a few things that I find inexcusable from a personal level, and it's beyond more than just what people are talking about, so let's actually dive in. Now, in this situation, I like to always delve deep into these situations and really try to come to the truth of the matter. And oftentimes, the truth is very nuanced. Now, this actual thing really sparked into the mainstream, where now there's 100,000 plus tweets that exist now. This whole story...
No, yeah, you know what? Before we continue on, I think I should show the responses both Kris made and the one the Dr. Disrespect made following the situation. Here we go. I think it's best if I just show them like that. Here we go. There we go. All right, here we go. I would like to apologize for any of my past behaviors or comments. If it hurt or offended anyone, it was not my intention. Seeing the recent events, we've mutually decided it was best I permanently stay away from all things Mr. Beast and social media to focus on my family and mental health. To lump in these two factors together to create a narrative that my behavior extended beyond edgy jokes is disgusting did not happen. Past years, I have learned that my old humor is not acceptable. I cannot change who I was, but I can continue to work on myself. I don't want these accusations to impact the hundreds of people who have worked for Mr. Beast, which is why I'm stepping away. Now, notice there, they said that them and Mr. Beast decided to mutually step away, right? They mutually decided, like, hey, this wasn't a good thing. But we look at the Mr. Beast post about it. He says, over the last few days, I've become aware of a serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online. I'm disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I have been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I have seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with Mr. Beast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take further action based on their findings. So, from Mr. Beast's post there, it's pretty clear that they decided to remove her from the company. Kris was freaking fired. I think that Mr. Beast found this out very quickly. Not saying that he found out before the allegations, but I feel like he knew something was wrong. Henceforth, he didn't leave. He fired and disconnected. I think it's weird to put it as a thread, like it was written in a panic. Jimmy wrote something this professional, and Jimmy wrote something this professional. Now, well, I think it's people have seen the private the DM that Kris had sent Kris had sent Muta when his video on Keffels came out, about how it would negatively affect trans people by Muta supposedly supporting the Kiwi farms, right? But nowhere in Muta's video did he support that. Nothing. nowhere did he like actively support Kiwi farms. It's just Kiwi farms happens to be a tool where most drama of internet going ons is, talked about. And unfortunately, some stuff on there involves doxing. It's very unfortunate, but like the thing with the Kiwi Farms website is it allows it's like the ultimate free speech platform. It allows any form of free speech as long as it's not illegal. Which technically doxing isn't illegal. Yeah, people say Muta. If you're that Mama Max lady, you say Muta. I finally knew you better, Muta. But yeah, anyway, we read the statements. Let's continue onward.
Has become a trending situation on the internet, and one of the actual spearheads into this was a YouTuber known as Prism42. Now, Prism42 made a 59-minute, 18-second long video going over the Ava Tyson story, and they actually jumped into showing some actual screenshots that were pretty wild when initially anybody read, okay? So in the video that Prism42 had made, they were providing screenshots from Twitter, or X I guess, and Discord as evidence in the situation. So I decided to look at some of the messages that were showcased, and for instance, in this screenshot, it appeared that this person right here was the actual victim in question, all right, alleged victim. All right, this is Lava. All right, I'm just going to use that name.
Yeah, so Lava, this is weird. So Lava came out and said that Kris had messaged him when he was 14. And clearly the video that Muta is showing here is talking about that. But when Lava made a statement saying that Kris did nothing wrong to him, he showed the screenshots of people like Achido, Sensitive Society. But their videos were mainly talking about the shad base art that he had.
For context purposes. So the messages in question were these, okay? For instance, one of them was from Lava. Check again, CCASYT. Kris posts, I posted some fire nudes for you, please. No share. So yeah, immediately people looked at some of those messages and were like, "Whoa, that's sketchy." Ava over here, not $5, pathetic. JK, wait till my Twitch revenue comes in. So initially, when I was seeing this, a lot of the assumptions that this might have been DMs weren't really DMs. Those were obviously public interactions between people. And obviously, when it comes to minors and adults on the internet, there should be a pretty hard gap in between these individuals.
No, yeah. I mean, I know Lav, has come out to say that they weren't a victim of anything. These were just like edgy jokes. Still, okay, trust me, I'm a fan of edgy humor, right? But like, I don't, maybe that's my limit of edgy humor. You get what I mean? Because like, no, just no.
Now, I decided, in good journalistic integrity, to reach out to this individual, Lava. Turns out they actually reached out to me first. I actually jumped into a call with them, talked about the situation, and they basically told me all the context right here. For instance, there is a rumor about a camping trip where I guess, they met up with the Mr. Beast individuals as a minor. And they had said, my family goes to North Carolina every year for vacation. We stay in a very nice camper at a nice campground. It happens to be 2 hours away from the Mr. Beast studio. And I'd been helping with some Beast gaming videos remotely at the time, instead of doing it remotely, okay? My parents drove me to the studio and met the entire crew. They knew where I was and met the crew before leaving. I helped record some videos and then my parents picked me up and left. This is where the picture is from when my face is blurred, and it was taken at the studio with multiple people there. So anyways, a tweet about a hentai addiction, okay? I don't think I have to explain my audience what hentai is, but I'm sure you can figure that out. At the time, Ava was a very public anime fan. I personally am not. Me too, buddy. The friend group we had just randomly started saying he had a hentai addiction because it was funny and good inside joke. I was never shown any hentai, and there was never an attempt to show me it. Okay, fine. The Coming for America picture was sent to the group chat I was in, and not to me personally. It's just a funny picture. I was never sent anything explicit or asked to send anything explicit, vice versa. I'm not a victim of grooming, and if I was, I would have already come forward. I'm on the internet way more than an average person, and have seen multiple instances of people actually getting groomed. I'm not one of them. Please stop using my name to attack someone. There are real victims of SA and grooming that deserve to have their voices heard. Now, at this moment in time, to be honest with you, I really can't just make somebody a victim if they keep claiming.
No, yeah, especially like if they're pretty explicit with the fact that like no like dirty messages were exchanged between one another, then yeah, pretty definitively there. You can't like until Lava or Kris admit to something happening. You can't. I mean, there's no way you can say for certain that Kris did anything with Lava here. Let's see. That there's no internet for you until you're 25 to 99 years of age. Zaylin, what the heck, man? Zaylin, okay. If you do that, how are you gonna get Nerdy Live? Every week. Okay, you won't be able to get Nerdy Live every week. What the heck, man? You can't be doing that to me. Also, don't talk to people that are young. You see, this is why I always advocate for getting with older women. Okay, get with older women. Okay, so that way, if anything, when it comes time for allegations, you can say that they groomed you. There, instant win. Bam. You own the liberal media.
Claiming that they are not. And this is one of those things where obviously people had basically started to look at this whole controversial situation and wonder, is this realistically, just an actual really messed up situation? Or is this a possible politicized situation where because of what, Ava Tyson's personal characteristics are, maybe it's used as a political topic point to make an entire group of people look like, groomers and whatnot, okay? But this is where a similar situation to, Keffels, who I looked at about a month and a half ago. And in that situation, it was really a similar thing where I really had to basically tell the audience, I'm just looking at one bad person, okay? I'm not trying to paint an entire community of people as bad. A lot of people self-report themselves when they don't look at a situation like this pretty critically. Now, that being said, I wanted to provide everything for context here. This also said, if you're in a group chat that intermixes adults with people under the age of 18, minors in this case, you probably shouldn't be deploying images that, state coming for America. Like, that word should never even be uttered. The other thing is, when you got situations like hentai being mentioned as an adult, which you are in this situation, you should shut that down. This kind of stuff is never the fault of a minor, but as an adult, you absolutely have to fucking sanitize your jokes, no matter how edgy you think your group is, especially when you got people under the age of 18. It's just a...
Also, too, in the context of that, you're no comments, says Shanry. Well, also, too, you have to acknowledge that the fact that, like, these are content creators, especially during this time. This is really when, oh, we got a wild peepaw coming in chat. Oh, peepaw, you just left. Peepaw, come back. hang on. We gotta have Mike the Bike do a peepaw comeback song instead of the Mike the Bike song. Oh my god, John, the freaking god of dating life. Go or older, lol. Meaning when you're adult. But anyhow, I don't know how this is gonna look like when the next few months. I have no idea. But once those messages have explicit text come out, we will see. Yeah. Yeah, come back, people. People, come back.
Terrible look. It's disgusting, and there really isn't any way you can spin it to somehow soften the blow. There's a lot of things that I've discovered in this entire situation where it really comes across as Ava Tyson actually being not a great person, okay? So let's get into things that we can actually somewhat reasonably confirm through the power of the internet, Wayback Archives, and so on and so forth. Now, according to, according to Lava, who had actually told me that their interaction with this individual, Prism, was not something that was entirely discussed properly. They actually believed that they were more so applying for a job, from what I understand, versus actually discussing these entire situations. Which, again, if you're an interviewer...
So Prism, what he basically did was he framed the questions one way, with the intention of making a Kris Tyson expose video. It seems really disingenuous. Let me see if I can find Prism's channel. Prism. I don't know if they have any sort of following now, because Prism's looks. If I saw that screenshot correctly. Let's see. Prism 42 is the name. 42. Prism 42. Well, they were under 1,000. Now they're almost at 2K. But it seems Kris Tyson addressing the Drake leaks. It just seems like this person has been heavily fixated on Kris. Let's see, 3 videos in the past month. It seems like this might be the one discussing.
Daphne Keens, which, by the way, he actually was threatened with legal action from both Keemstar and the Daphne Keens team.
Imagine being in the park and him. Wait, no. Completely wrong video. What would that be? Be this one right here. Imagine in the park, right? You're just seeing someone make a YouTube commentary video. What do you do in that instance, chat? What do you do in the instance of I'm gonna join now. Yeah, please do. You get updates on yeah. Join the actually, I'll just go ahead and send a link for it. Join the Discord, guys, whenever you want to. You'll be actively updated when I go live. Situations like that. Asking for $20. Sunny V2 must be smiling now with a "I told you so" grin. No, because his video was still dog water. Okay, don't get it twisted, guys. Because the whole thing with his video was that there were a lot of baseless accusations that he's lucky came true. Check my local sex offender registry. Oh my god. But his video was still dog shit. It still was. Think this.
You think your group is, especially when you got people under the age of 18. It's just a terrible look. It's disgusting, and there really isn't any way you can spin it to somehow soften the blow. There's a lot of things that I've discovered in this entire situation where it really comes across as Ava Tyson actually being not a great person, okay? So let's get into things that we can actually somewhat reasonably confirm through the power of the internet, Wayback Archives, and so on and so forth. Now, according to, according to Lava, who had actually told me that their interaction with this individual, Prism, was not something that was entirely discussed properly. They actually believed that they were more so applying for a job, from what I understand, versus actually discussing these entire situations.
And because, like, especially if the interview is edited a certain way, that's super manipulative to have it like that, because that part scared me. The screen lit up, his face so dramatically. That's that it's really disingenuous and really slimy way of doing things. If that's really the case, if that's what he did, was he got him to talk, that he got Lava to talk under false pretenses when supposedly it was supposed to be an interview, right?
Which, again, if you're an interviewer or you're a journalist and you're not actually being upfront and honest about why you want to interact with the subject in the first place, that's already a big issue right there. So here's the thing. If you want to actually go and, drop some hardcore evidence on people, you probably want to do it in a realistic fashion. Honestly, this is one of those situations where people end up being sued for in a court because of, again, mishandled evidence and mishandled allegations like this. Now, of course, in this situation, I use allegations very heavily because, again, I don't really believe any of these messages on Discord or Snapchat or really anything unless I can actually refresh pages. But, we're already getting too deep into the weeds right now. Let me actually pull you into the next bit of allegations that had popped up about Ava. Now, because of these Twitter messages, all right, immediately I decided, sure, let me go check up, her actual Twitter account. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's completely wiped, which is obviously never a good sign.
Yeah, the only tweet that was left was the post saying that they're going to leave the internet for a bit. And yo, what's up, John? Yo, what's up, base cells? But I don't know when Kris is going to come back. I don't know if it's going to be with a statement or like some weird apology video. But it's going to be interesting. We're waiting for a lot of people's explanation videos. I'm waiting for the I Am Alex video still. I'm waiting for the Dr. Disrespect video still. Let's see. I'll wait till Nerdy has finished the topic. There is something that just popped off that has nothing to do with this. Are you talking about the NDA stuff with Tommy and Keem, I assume?
Fine, okay. So the next bit of information that came out was another individual, a different individual that was 14 years of age, came out and showcased a Snapchat conversation with them and Kris Tyson. So immediately looking into this situation, you can see that Ava, Kris, Tyson over here, they actually have a video recording showing an actual Snapchat account. So of course, as you open this video up and you actually zoom in, you can see Tyson, well, let me actually get this is actually a little bit blurry. So Tyson Nos YT, okay? 202,000 followers, vlogger, and so on and so forth. They're there to showcase actual messages, for instance. Been stepped up, lol. Thanks, Dad, lol. Keep it a secret, though, lol. What exactly is a secret? Let me read this. Hey.
I don't know if you have heard about my bath water prank, how crazy it's gone, but my stock is actually sold out at the moment. Rather than bringing it back, I'm actually looking to bottle a whole bath on video into a giant tub and ship it to whoever buys it, $20,000. I just wanted to reach out in advance because I know that this is the kind of content Mr. Beast does. Just to give you a heads up, let me know if this is something that might interest him. Thanks. Okay, a little weird. Very weird.
This is, again, allegation stuff. But it's pretty serious, okay? You know, if people are willing to talk about people like Cody Ko, Dr. Disrespect, then these are things that, again, we all have to cover, especially when we're dealing with one of the largest channels on YouTube. So, again, looking at some of these messages, you got emojis. Of course, Dad. This is the best Snapchat I've ever seen. So then there were some messages over here where they were explicitly speaking to a group of people, including, allegedly, one minor.
I know, dude. I would inside of that egg and then watch her eat it, and then watch her have with another man while she comments about how my can never satisfy her.
Jesus Christ. You know, I think it's time for that sponsor segment. Everybody, we need to find Jesus. It's that time of the evening, guys. It's time we all find some Jesus. My virgin ears. Yeah, guys, say it with me now. We need some Jesus. I think we... because Christ on a cracker. Christ on a...
Whoa! Okay, I'm just gonna cut that right short, okay? You already had me on come inside people, alright? That's not happening in my book. It's a little haram.
I hope he gets cancer in the mouth.
Okay. I gotta say, that is one of the not good places.
I hope he goes his entire life not smoking a single cigarette, and then when he gets 80, he just gets with some dude with some cancer. He shoves it in his mouth and gets mouth cancer.
I want to know the context of that. Who are they talking about that deserves cancer in the mouth that bad? Who are they talking about? Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, if there's one minor in there, probably not a good thing to be saying. And of course, they started to also throw up archives of the original screenshot postings over here. For instance, if you look inside, this is an archive link right here by an account known as Young No Name. Now again, in this scenario, for instance, I wanted to see, hey, is this actually valid? Is this somebody's real actual account? And so I decided to look up Wayback Machine archives of this possible Snapchat account. So it turns out that account actually exists right here. It's an Ava Kris Tyson account, actually with 211,000 subscribers. And yes, you can see that this is the original archived thing. Tyson Nos YT. So immediately, you know, where is this account now? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like it's deleted. So according to Snapchat as of now, that account doesn't seem to exist. Now, to me, anytime an account gets deleted like that,
Didn't Dream Snapchat get deleted too, or like he's not using it anymore? What is happening, bro? Kris Tyson's gotten a little too enthusiastic about them kids, if you catch my drift. We don't need just Jesus. We need a reevaluation of this damn universe and the multiverse. Cancer of the mouth does suck, though. They are right. I want to know the context. Who are they saying deserves mouth cancer? Is it Keemstar? Is it Keemstar that deserves mouth cancer?
that, especially so quickly after it's been brought into a spotlight, is not something that I personally find, really reassuring, so to speak. That also being said, when it comes to, again, any form of messages like this, especially when things appear to be stories that are publicly posted that are intermixed between what appears to be DMs, which is kind of how I'm understanding Snapchat. I'm not exactly perfect at it. I don't use Snap all that much. And by not all that much, I mean, if at all. But the thing about it is, obviously, I haven't refreshed these messages. I don't have them viewed on my device. So everything that I see on the internet, I take with a complete grain of salt in this situation. I think a lot of the interactions in that Discord conversation, if there was a minor present, and that was actually Kris and whatnot, these are not okay conversations or jokes to be making when a minor is present, period, right? So anyways, when I look at messages from all these people, I actually decided to reach out to the individuals in question the best that I can, and it really seems like whatever is actually present really isn't there. Now you might be wondering, okay, Muta, that's really what it is, then what's next? Well, what really comes next at this point...
Oh god, it gets worse. It gets worse than that. Dream got rid of it. Kris got rid of it. For this reason, Snapchat is cancerous. I heard it was bad, but this is crazy. I don't want to know anything else. Art that conveys conversation. Yeah.
Point, ladies and gentlemen, is the darker side. Now, just because these two big things are not exactly substantiated enough for me to make a video on, what I'm about to show you is actually really disgusting, again, from my perspective. Now, to understand this next section, you have to understand an artist known as Shadman, okay? Now, Shadman is a former YouTuber and artist known for creating Rule 34 art, and again, disgusting art, and most importantly, art that some would consider, lowly, for instance, right? Art that depicts younger-looking individuals, okay?
Yeah, it's
individuals that some would classify would resemble those under the age of 18. Now, this alone is not necessarily something that is completely illegal. In fact, the legality of it is different depending on where you live. I personally don't care much for this art style and find it reprehensible in my personal opinion, but we're...
Now, don't ask Tipster what he thinks of it, because, oh boy, will Tipster, he'll line up to defend that art. He'll ruin his career to defend that art.
It's really, really scary is when you actually come across an individual who has made actual depictions of, dirty depictions of actual minors. Now, one of the most infamous characters on the internet is Keemstar. Keemstar has a daughter, and at the time, her daughter, who was 7 years old, Shadman had depicted this individual, in a disgusting manner, okay? A sexualized manner, which of course obviously shouldn't have happened. And in fact, friend of the channel, Colossal is Crazy, actually even confronted him on this situation. Listen to this.
Yeah, this was very disgusting, needless to say.
Hello? Can you hear me okay?
Hello, Colossal. Yes, I can.
No problem being on the stream. Yeah, apologies if I slur my words a bit. I just kind of got up a few hours ago.
No problem.
All this shit. Let me just be very clear. I was not calling you children. What I did was say what you did by drawing this picture, putting it in context on your website with a bunch of other pictures of little girls was especially considering it's Keemstar's daughter.
And the weird thing is, if you look at who was against Shadman for those couple of years, it was Colossal's Crazy, Keemstar, Turkey Tom. Those are like the notable creators I can think of. Everyone else big around the time who was making content was okay with him, weirdly enough. Even other, at the time, commentary creators like Elvis the Alien, Bionic Pig, there's a whole Epstein's list now of people who have either commissioned him, bought art, interacted with his Twitter account positively. It's over for a lot of people because Jesus.
He doesn't deserve that. Why target his daughter like that? And I felt that was. But I'm not calling you a. Do you understand?
Totally understand. You understand that it was obviously part of like the.
Yeah, just a very. I think for one, Shadman has a crappy stream setup, right? Because you can hear his fan in the background, everything. Very clearly, he wasn't ready for someone to call in on a stream, and you then have a screen recording of this. Which, no offense to the person who was able to archive this, good on them. It's just unfortunately a very bad recording to listen to.
The controversial nature of the picture to post it under such context.
It started off as a controversial joke.
Yes.
You didn't go through with it.
I would have never.
Did draw a picture.
By the way, it should be stated that Shadman drew inappropriate art, of the girl who was in Logan, and her lawyers had to get involved to get his site taken down. I just want to point that out because he has drawn art of real young girls, and it's absolutely disgusting.
Picture of Keemstar's daughter in kind of like, obviously she's not. I do feel like there are connotations regarding that picture. Would you agree?
Totally agree. Yes, totally agree. Colossal, I respect you like a hell of a lot, and just like man to man, if you think it would be better for me to take it down, I would take it down just out of respect to you.
If you could do that, I think that would be wonderful.
I'm gonna go do that right now. I'm gonna take it down out of respect to Colossal.
I appreciate you doing that.
I'm gonna go do it, and obviously it's gonna be all over.
The picture is already out there, so.
This is not something that even Ava Tyson will probably disagree. Even Keemstar, who gets in joining talking about this, will tell you that yes, Kris Tyson actually apparently supported this artist Shadman, who drew his daughter at age 8 in a disgusting manner. That's a known fact, according to this Keemstar fella. Privately, me and Kris even had a conversation about this roughly a month ago, as it still upsets me. This is not misinformation. This is a fact, according to Keemstar. So yeah, it is, without a doubt, one of the more disgusting things that, exists.
And the funny thing is, it was a pretty public thing that Shadbase did that to Keem's daughter. And most people looked away. They didn't care. They still interacted with him. Really, people didn't stop interacting with him until he kind of had that, until he just stopped doing content, really. Until he got, by the way, Shadman, he's now serving time in jail due to a violent assault charge with a weapon, and I believe he was abusing drugs too. So it's a shame he wasn't arrested for any of this.
Shadman, since that whole thing, has actually been arrested in Los Angeles for, guess what? Assault with a deadly weapon, as according to this arrest sheet right here. But beyond all of this, okay, Shadman is still back, actually still actively drawing, and this is somebody that has had kind of a connection to a lot of people in the Newgrounds artistic sphere. But we'll get to that in a bit. Now, in regards to Shadman drawing an actual human being underage in a disgusting manner underneath the United States obscenity laws, obscenity is not protected under the First Amendment's right to free speech, and violations and federal obscenity laws are criminal offenses. So while the United States has a, three-pronged Miller test, to go down to obscenity law and minors, federal law strictly prohibits the distribution of obscene matters to minors. Any transfer or attempt to transfer such materials to a minor under the age of 16, including over the internet, is punishable under federal law. It is also illegal to use misleading website domain names with intent to deceive a minor into viewing harmful or obscene materials. For example, using a cartoon character or children's television programs. But in this next paragraph, again, in addition, visual representations such as drawings, cartoons, or paintings that appear to depict minors engaged in activity are obscene are also illegal under federal law. So drawings, cartoons that depict
And that was another thing too. Even to the people who admitted that what art he did was disgusting, it would be this weird, oh, it's a free speech argument sort of deal, which is absolutely dumb to make. Like, trust me, I would say I am almost a free speech absolutist, right? When it comes to certain stuff. And when I say I'm a free speech guy, I mean you can pretty much, like, you should be allowed to speak your mind when it comes to stuff. But drawing children in the manner that Shadman was drawing them in, that's not a free speech issue. That's just a guy being disgusting.
this kind of stuff are obscene and illegal under federal law. Okay, so again, because this never went to a court, obviously I'm just bringing up to show you what obscenity law is and how it's actually not protected and why the legality of some of these images are in question. Point of the matter is, with an artist like this producing content, you probably never want to financially support them whatsoever. Now again, the reason why Shadman was brought up into the story is yours truly, Ava Tyson, posted bonus fidget spinners. Again, I actually have the Wayback Machine link right over here, so no, this wasn't Inspect Elemented, this came right from the actual horse's mouth. Really like to throw in some extra autism at Shadbase. Now, this moment in time, I have to censor a lot of this image because it appears to be somebody that is not the age of 18, somebody that would fit that lowly criteria, so to speak. Now, this was posted all the way back in 2017, so, it wasn't that far off, okay? People were definitely well within their mental faculties. But again, where people get really freaked out about it is when they start to look at frames of older videos on the Beast channel, and they find that, you've got these individuals sitting down.
Oh God, yeah, and that's Mr. Beast in the background there, and that's a physical copy. That's a physical copy of a Shadbase drawing, unfortunately.
And you got Jimmy staring at what appears to be the same exact image hung up on the wall, okay, allegedly at Ava's home. Now, it's one thing supporting a pretty terrible artist in that regard. It's another thing hanging up that filth in your fucking house. Now, I think that's a rightful thing to criticize anybody for, and it doesn't have anything to do with their intrinsic characteristics, like being transgender. It has more to do with them being a fucking weird person. So again, because of the scrutiny that this individual gets...
Oh yeah, because if you look at a lot of this behavior, a lot of this, as you'll come to find out, was pretty much all of it pre-transition. Yeah, on the wall, bro. No, yeah. I just saw. Hey, Reese, how you doing? You know what? I just saw, John, in maybe a few months, you hit 1 million views. You heading to 2.5 subs too. I remember the 1,000th sub, and you had over 500k. Also, the 5th is like just yeah. Well, thank you for all the support. Thank you, good sir. But back to, unfortunately, the disgusting topic at hand.
So what effectively happens was old Reddit accounts started popping up. Now, according...
Oh no, old Reddit accounts. Here we go, boys.
To the internet, they'd started to look into older accounts right over here and found that they were linked to a Reddit account known as Tyson Boy 34.
Oh no.
One that we'll find out actually has a YouTube channel later on, and it gets even weirder. So, according to archives that were captured, Tyson Boy would basically just post things like no second monitor to have hentai constantly playing, not good enough for this boy, allegedly being posted. And of course, you had other things like Shadman is gonna love this.
And it's talking about the Incredibles 2 trailer. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. This is why. why did you have your Reddit account the same name as your YouTube channel, Kris? That wasn't very good thinking.
What would Shadman allegedly love? The Pixar's Incredible 2 trailer.
Also, it doesn't help that the freeze frame for that image is a baby. That doesn't help it whatsoever. I'm going to assume he's more talking about Elastigirl. But still, it doesn't help that there's a baby right there in the image.
Woo! That's filthy. For instance, 4chan, right over here on the old 4chan thread. Tyson Boy says,
Oh no, it's over. It's over. They found the 4chan. They found the 4chan.
why would you use your VR headset for anything other than 3D? Ooh, that's a little too filthy for the internet, man. 3D loli gang.
No. So it's not just that he supported an artist that did that art. That's actually what what she's into. That's actually what Kris is into. Kris is into loli. Oh god, there's no coming back from that. He's cooked. He's done for, bro. He's done for. He's done for. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, you can't come back from that. There's no way you can come back from that. Oh my god. Yeah, R.I.P. Kris Tyson's career, cuz your girl's done.
Boom! To me. Now, obviously, some of these are dirtier jokes, but, you know, in the grand scheme of things, again, the one mention about Shadman really wasn't something that I was comfortable reading. So, of course, throughout all this, ladies and gentlemen, the next bit that I'm about to show you is probably the reason that I'm even making this video to begin with. Now, one of the things that was posted by Ava Tyson was something alleged to their old YouTube channel where they were sharing revenge, photography photos with
Oh god, it gets worse. It gets worse.
their actual audience of famous Nickelodeon star Jeanette McCurdy. So when I saw this in a video, immediately in my head, I have to actually research this before I even run through with it.
John,
okay?
why did
because
a
again,
pyro
with the
diss
internet,
track
when you share
some
things around and you don't do
60
a
subs
modicum of
show up
research
on my
or you
feed?
look
I don't
up
know,
the
man. I
actual
think that says more about
archives,
your feed than
then
mine.
you are possibly slandering an individual. So to go down this rabbit hole and to prove that the video that you saw in that allegation actually belonged to Kris Tyson, let's go look up things like the MrBeast Wiki, where they actually go to Kris Tyson and they start showing the Tyson YouTube channel. So that one apparently doesn't exist. youtube.com/c/Kris. Okay, so anyways, looking up, again, older accounts, for instance, right over here, I looked up TysonBoy34, again, name pretty similar to the Reddit account. You can see that TysonBoy34 posted a video called Call of Duty Ghost Dogs Make Me Rage, 28-second clip, and it appears to show who is, Ava Tyson, a lot younger back in the day, 10 years ago. So in this post, you can see...
Dude, Call of Duty Ghost, man. Remember when everyone said Call of Duty Ghost was the worst Call of Duty game of all time? Remember when that was the discourse? Kris is gonna go into Black Gate Prison from Gotham Knights. Kris is done for, bro. He is. He absolutely is. Cause yeah, cause like how there especially with, cause we have to remember, Kris and Jimmy, Mr. Beast, were childhood best friends. They've had each other's backs since the beginning of like their YouTube journey, right? So for Mr. Beast to be at a point where he's going to drop Kris entirely, you know it's a bad situation. Slop like us. Oh my, what? By Log Champ.
See that Mr. Beast is posting out LMAO. I know you came here from his channel info. This channel hasn't been used in a long time. So actual interaction from an official Mr. Beast channel, and again, it takes a simple click on this to see that yes, this is the actual Mr. Beast channel, not some fucking clone. And it's reasonable to assume as well too, and to go into it, is when I looked at a lot of these big YouTube Wikitubia pages, which again went over, you know, Ava's actual, like, you know, YouTube profile, their wiki description over here. One of the things that they were also linked to from here was that Tyson Boy 34 account. Now again, this, with the interaction of Mr. Beast, obviously there is a reasonable expectation that this belongs to Ava Tyson, okay? So when I'm looking through this channel, literally 10 years ago with 85,000 views.
Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Jeanette McCurdy picture leak info plus link. Not looking fucking good, that's for sure. So immediately looking into it, yeah, I decided, sure, let's click down, and lo and behold, that appears to be good old Kris Tyson, posted 10 years ago, long before the days of artificial intelligence. So let's listen to what, you know, Ava Tyson back in the day has to say.
How's it going, you guys? So recently everybody's been hearing about the Jeanette McCurdy leak of her photos, and I know a lot of people were wondering about it, so I decided to do this little video to my 20 subscribers that may care, may not care, and if you guys are watching, thank you for watching it. But first off, what the story is, she sent pictures to her boyfriend, her now ex-boyfriend, and he leaked them out, and she is a very popular Nickelodeon star on the show, iCarly, and...
So, you know, before anybody goes, but Muta, he was like young back then.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He still like look. He's clearly, like, obviously he's young, but he's clearly old enough to know that this is wrong. So what's he gonna say? Can you mod me real quick so I can put a link in chat? I'll you know I'll look up after the segment.
It'll probably be taken off the air. Second off, you'll probably see the photos get taken down at some point tonight, maybe tomorrow, because Nickelodeon has that kind of power. But the link's in the description if you want to see them. I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that you know, people might want to see them, so they're...
Kris, you're done for, Kris. How could you? You think this was gonna isn't good? Okay, yeah. No, Reese, exactly. Listen here, leaking someone's revenge image ain't good. Okay, not good at all. It's not. That's not good at all. Okay, shouldn't be doing it. That's today's lesson done and over with, okay?
Is the actual link, because when I put it into Wayback Machine, I do come across what appears to be leaked images that should not have been leaked and shared around. And yes, this person literally linked to a website right there. Now, this actually baffles me, because I would think, damn, you know, why would anybody like this do that kind of behavior? And again, going back...
Dude, he was just gooning too much. Kris was too much of a gooner. He should have been more of an edger, as the kids would say.
Back to Ava Tyson's page, I decided, man, maybe I should ask them about all of this stuff straight up. So I noticed, wow, I have the messages. Do I have DMs with Ava Tyson? I don't remember it having any DM information or contact. Turns out, ladies and gentlemen, she actually did try contacting me at some point in May 13. What did I do in May? I talked about Keffels. And because of this, it basically sparked a bit of a, transgender panic and discussion on, a lot of popular Reddit boards. And to this day, I'm still basically fighting off accusations of transphobia. Now, Kris hits me up in the middle of a drive back home from New York and says, "So glad you said there's legit info on Kiwi." She's referring to Kiwi Farms. Legit being people telling people to go to my house and, do something bad. That website is the reason my child has a gun pointed at him by cops. They rename my family businesses on Google, harass and dox my family members to the point where they don't talk to me anymore, and are the reasons I had to move. So thank you for sending more eyes to the bottom of the barrel.
Look, this is the sad truth when it comes to talking about Keffels, is that you have to talk about Kiwi Farms. You have to talk about what the purpose of the site is. That's the unfortunate truth. You can't, unfortunately, guys, you can't not talk about Keffels without talking about Kiwi Farms to some degree and the purpose of the website. Muta is transphobic. He flew to London and punched me in the face, called me a slur, and then left. And I bet you he didn't say hello. I bet you he didn't even say hello to you first. I bet.
Of the internet, where transphobia is encouraged by the creator who enjoys and has encouraged doxes of me because they think that I am a Jewish person being paid by Disney to transition. Now, this is a very...
So, yeah. But I have seen... See, this is where the weird conservative stuff comes in. Is that people... will say that this was all a ploy by the Zionist media to ruin the minds of children